Morning Dish.
He's the hardest working man in show business. His band's music takes you into the midnight hours. And when you wake up, his voice is back on your radio alarm clock. How on earth did this happen?
Well, Jeff saw me taking out the trash at the radio station.
And he won another award.
But this one is better.
I'm your boogeyman. That's what I am.
It's the Morning Dish with the 2019 Radio Personality of the Year winner, Stephen Phillips.
You paying attention to this, Packy?
And Murphy's own Sherry Raines.
Yeah, you must have given horseback passes to the right guy, Stephen.
Well, giddy up.
And Packy Smith's Shetland pony is right alongside.
You guys know these demo tapes don't just edit themselves together, right?
Well, all right.
3 cheers for Stephen Phillips.
Y'all need to help Stephen Phillips out over there. Out the door and off the radio.
Here's Stephen Phillips.
All righty, folks, we're back with you, and all the way from California, Dr. Greg Cason. Good morning, sunshine.
Good morning.
How are you?
Sunshine. Good, thank you.
There you go.
Good to be up.
I guarantee it, man. I appreciate you getting out of the bed because we really need somebody like you permanently on our show. I do believe, but you're actually a shrink. You were on L.A. Shrinks, which was a TV
That
show.
is correct.
And
I don't think they like being
that is
called
correct.
shrinks, though, right? I mean, shrinks is not.
Is that not politically correct, Shrinks?
You know, it's just short for head shrinker, and that refers to, when people used to remove the skull and shrink down the head.
Well, that happened to
But,
Stephen a long time ago.
So now you've been a doctor for what, 20 years in this business?
Yeah, I have been. It has been a little while now.
And you're in now you're actually are you in LA or where you at?
No, I'm right in the dead center of L.A.
Wow.
Right in the heat of it.
So there are a lot of crazy people out there in LA. We've heard we're in Georgia, you know how we are out here. I've never been to California.
We definitely have our share.
Right.
I like to say, LA is a really amazing place, but a lot of the people, maybe even most of the people, move here from somewhere else. So they like to, come and just be a part of our craziness here.
There
So
you
it's
go.
good.
Yeah, I don't know. I hear all kinds of stories. Being from Georgia, we're kind of backwards out here a little bit, or I am. I'm up here.
Speak
in the
for
mountains.
yourself.
So let me ask you a question. You being a doctor and all that, most people. I mean, I feel like I'm the only sane person around. Is that normal? I mean,
Yeah, that actually isn't normal. Most people are troubled by insecurity and they actually wonder if other people can see it. That's probably the more common experience. But I think sometimes in these days, and this what's going on in our world, sometimes we wonder how other people's thought process works because it seems so very different than
I was
ours.
going to tell you, Dr. Cason, that after a couple of years on the air here with Stephen Phillips, you could make a case study out of him and write a book and probably be a billionaire. Just think about that.
Oh.
There's
Well, I'll
miles
buy
of
a ticket
material
when this
right here.
pandemic's-
my daddy told me I was cut out right. I was just sewed up wrong. So that's kind of where we're at with that. So, hey, listen,
Well-
everybody's got this. The New Year's resolutions. Everybody makes New Year's resolutions, and they say they do good for like the first couple of weeks, and then it's over. What's the scoop on it? Why do people fall through on this?
Yeah, people make New Year's resolutions. They make these grand plans. They don't make grand plans. They make grand pronouncements. Is really what they generally do.
Right.
So on New Year's, you make this big goal, like I'm going to lose weight, or I'm going to finally get a promotion, or this or that. It just tends to be rather vague. So the problem with New Year's resolutions is that they're too vague. There's usually not a plan, and they're usually overly ambitious. So, a lot of people, a big one is maybe to lose weight or to exercise more. People go to a gym, they work out, they do a 2-hour workout, they feel great. Then the next day they feel terrible. Then they say, well, I need to let my body heal. I'll go back to the gym the next day. They may go one more time. They're like, they bought a year-long membership. They never go again.
Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah.
So do you think some people, though, they make these resolutions with the idea in their head, whether they're grandiose or not, that it's going to be life-changing for the upcoming year because maybe they've had a really sucky 2020?
Golly.
Yeah, I think 2020 is really different. I mean, I don't have to tell anyone that it's really different than any other year. And, I even think New Year's resolutions this year may not be great, just for the reason that we just don't have everything available to us right now. I think unless the New Year's resolution is about connecting with others and increasing relationships and doing things that will actually bring joy to your life, the old New Year's resolutions of losing weight, et cetera, tend to be a little bit light.
Right.
But here's what I suggest is if you're going to make a New Year's resolution, which is not a bad thing to do for some people, they really thrive on them, is you make it, the New Year's resolution is just a headline, but you definitely have to make a plan. And the plan needs to be a daily plan. So I say, if you want to lose weight, then you have to think of maybe one thing you're going to do every day, or something you're willing to do for 1 minute every day, and usually at the same time every day, that's going to help you lose weight. And that may seem really infinitesimal, and you probably won't see any results. But that's actually how you can actually get a good exercise plan going, is to do it for 1 minute till you master that, do 2 minutes, work that up to 3 minutes, then 5 minutes, then 10 minutes. And by the end of, let's say, 3 months, you're walking half an hour, 45 minutes. It can sound a little crazy, but that's probably the number one way people can really attain a new habit that can really get them that New Year's resolution.
Oh, no, I totally agree with that. I personally think it's helpful if, as far as exercise in particular, if you can find something you enjoy. Like, I can't run anymore. My knees are shot, but I like to ride a bicycle. So to, spend a little more time on the bike.
But why ride a bicycle when you can get a motorcycle? I mean,
because you don't get any exercise from the motor. Well, your motorcycle, because you have to kickstart it and it never starts.
Yeah.
But
I can deal with the 1 minute a day exercise. That's what I'm going to do, Doc. Man, I appreciate you, man. You're rocket science here. I'm just going to do a minute a day.
But look at the brilliance of 1 minute. We can all do something for 1 minute. And, we complain and we have to roll around and do things. But 1 minute's actually, that's a moment of time that we can usually take during a day to do something different or do something new. And if it's like cleaning, you can clean for 1 minute.
There you go, Sherry.
See,
you
call
can
your
clean.
mom for 1 minute.
you want to start talking about what you can do for 1 minute, Stephen? Should we go there?
That's Doc. We got
1 minute's a long time, right?
We got some hostility out here in the. Can you feel that? Can you feel the hostility there coming from the?
I feel it. It's a loving hostility.
Yeah, well, I'm not from Georgia, so.
Lord have mercy. So do we get any kind of scoops on like any crazy famous people out there that you've done? Like, do you lay them down on the sofa and say
that's a HIPAA violation?
How does this make you feel? A what?
HIPAA?
Hip violation?
Never mind. We'll talk about it.
Yeah,
later.
those are the confidentiality rules that we have to follow. And yeah, she's right. I can't talk about any specific clients I have.
Let's just change the names to keep from what's it called? Change the names to keep incriminating the person that's actually involved or something.
To protect the innocent.
There you go, protect the innocent. So anyway, so what do you got going on other than you've got a lot of stuff going on, man? You're a busy guy. So what else you got going on?
I'm a busy guy. You know what I'll have to say? I've got a lot of doing a lot of writing, and I've got some videos and stuff, and I just did one that it's got a lot of play. But one thing I have to say is I'm unbelievably busy during this pandemic, and I don't know a mental health professional who isn't.
Right.
And I think the mental health suffering for people is profound. And what we knew from a previous pandemic, the first SARS pandemic, which was very, very small, and they looked at people who were quarantined, they saw that 25% of people develop PTSD and another 25% develop major depression. We're seeing very similar things here. So I think the mental health of people as we go through this is extremely important. And what's going to be so important is that we all develop a unified message to help guide people through this. It's like we're in a dark cave and we don't know what direction to go. So we need to not only have light, but we need direction to help us get out.
So, Dr. Cason, a couple quick things. If somebody wants to kind
Sure.
of follow what you're doing, how's the best way to do that? And if you could throw out some just generic advice for people who are dealing with maybe, being stuck at home or whatever the pandemic has brought them, what would you say?
Yeah. Well, to contact me is pretty easy. Just go to drgreg.com, drgreg.com. I'm on all the social media stuff too, but if you start there, that's pretty easy. I'm also on YouTube, Dr. Greg YouTube. But one thing I would advise for staying at home is really try to keep as much to a schedule as possible. It sounds crazy, but the biggest thing you want to do, and I know this is repeat for a lot of people, is have a normal day, but at home. Get up, take a shower, get ready, still make your bed, clean, do all those things.
You sound like my mom.
I know.
No, but you're so right, because the lethargy that sets in, if you just kind of just don't keep any routine,
Takes you over.
It's very depressing, really.
Well, I know.
Right, it really takes you over, right.
I don't know. I guess.
But
you
the
do
other
know.
part of it is to give yourself a huge break.
Mm-hmm.
Like I am actually very upset about these people on all the social media platforms who keep saying if you're not doing something to better yourself during this pandemic, if you're not writing your book finally or doing this, then you're wasting your time. I think those people are crazy. The reality is this is a tough time for all of us. What we need to do is to get through this time and get through it together. It's more important than ever that we try to connect with other people, maybe electronically. You're listening to your radio show, I'm sure brings many people joy. That kind of thing can really...
Well, not everybody.
That's great. I love this.
Not everybody.
Did you record that, Packy?
I got it.
Got that? Okay. The bringer of joy, Stephen Phillips.
They're laughing with us, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So what made you decide to be a psychologist? I'm sorry, I didn't call you a shrink.
You can call me a shrink. I don't care.
Okay, good.
It's hard to bust my balloon. What made me, probably typical stuff that other people does. I was really fascinated with human behavior, but I will tell you, I didn't realize that it was actually through my own therapy that I realized, which was really a trip. I actually have an older brother. He's a year older who's disabled, severely disabled intellectually. And I think being a younger brother and always having a normal life as you're having to take care of and be with and share a room with someone who's very disabled, it brings a new perspective on your life. So
Absolutely.
you wonder about human behavior in a way other people don't.
Yeah. I don't know.
I really wish you were on
Didn't mean
this
to
coast
bring it
because
down.
Stephen could use your help. But
I think I'm fine. I think everybody else is crazy. I think people that's crazy and they know they're crazy, I think they're fine. The ones that's crazy and don't know they're crazy, that's the ones you got to keep your eye on. Is that not pretty much?
No. I didn't mean to interrupt, but boy, that is exactly the point I try to tell people all the time.
Hey, look
The
here.
crazy ones don't come to therapy. The sane ones go to therapy. It's the wildest thing you've ever seen. It takes actually a level of sanity to know you want to work on yourself. The people that think everything's fine are typically
oh
the
my
people
gosh,
that
you've
have
just
the most
explained
problems.
so much. I've been suffering for 2 years with a question in my mind about one of my coworkers, and you just solved it all for me. Thank you.
I like the way I am. Though. I really do. I'm fine. I'm comfortable in my skin, as they say, and I got more skin than most because I'm a little bit overweight, but I don't got no wrinkles. So I look at the positive side. The glass is always half full.
Excellent. That's actually a good view.
Man, we appreciate you calling in, no doubt about it. And love to have you back because it's pretty interesting to talk to somebody that's actually sane.
Well, thank you. It's been a pleasure. And I wish you guys all the best. I know you have a big election coming, and I'll keep my fingers crossed for everybody.
Yeah, man, I'll tell you this thing. Tomorrow's the day, so I guess the only bad thing about it, all them political ads with the radio stations going to go away. We really enjoyed them, but...
I'm sure. I wonder if the people of Georgia will be very happy about
Jeez.
that.
So if anybody... Okay, well, then we'll get up with this. Go to Dr. Greg Cason on Facebook. and websites, and you've got all that.
Or
So.
drgreg.com. You can follow
Yeah,
us.
Facebook, I'm Ask Dr. Greg. And yeah, go to drgreg.com. That'll take you around.
So, all right. Well, listen, I've got your phone now, so I'm going to probably be calling you like at midnight crying. Is that okay?
Yeah, do it. You wouldn't be the only one.
You'll hear his wife laughing in the background.
Man, I appreciate it. I really do, man. You have a good
Thanks,
good
Dr.
day. Thank you
Cason.
for getting out of the bed and talking
You
to
guys
us.
thank you. Have a wonderful day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
I had an interesting message here from Brad Allwine while we were on that interview, and he said all these people need to not go to the doctors. They need to get out and clean up their bleep yards. You drive around and see all these places, everybody's houses are a bunch of pigsties. But that's a good
Now,
point.
wait a minute. Did he bring up my name in that?
There's a picture of, it looks like your yard.
Oh, is it? Leave my yard alone. I pay taxes on my yard. I can do what
No, but I
want
think
to.
the point he's trying to make, I'm not saying people shouldn't go to the doctor if they need to, but there's a lot of things you can do around your house to improve.
I think people need to mind their own business.
You can just start drinking. That's always healthy.
Yeah, I think people need to mind their own business.
No, truly, don't you feel better like when your house is clean? Don't you just feel
No,
better?
you're right about that. That really is a good therapy.
Like, go down there and organize, get your basement organized, throw away
God,
all
I
that
hope my
garbage,
wife
Crack you open a
is
beer,
not
and
listening.
you go clean the house. You'll feel better.
reorganize the closets.
Emily, they're wrong. They're
No,
wrong.
it
They're
makes
wrong.
you feel better. She knows it does.
Yeah, obviously, because she's always telling me, wouldn't it make you feel better if you clean this mess up?
See, I'm right.
But see, he just said that I was the only sane one here.
No, he never said that.
That's what he said.
No, he didn't say that.
He said that's
He did
right.
not
He said,
say
I try
that.
to tell people that all
We
the
can
time.
rewind.
See, I
and-
know I'm crazy.
Mm-hmm.
It's the rest of y'all that's got everything screwed up. We got to get to a break. Folks, don't forget you can listen online anywhere in the world at WJULradio.com. That is WJULradio.com. Or you can listen live at Lake 97.7 WJUL. And don't forget, we're going to be uploading this to the YouTube channel and our Facebook page. So just go to the Morning Dish. You can listen to the show again and give us a like and give us a share. We appreciate it.